I'm glad you brought that up because I actually asked my team about that today, why my name was on the list, because I don't even own any stocks and I haven't all of 2023. As a matter of fact, we have to report everything, including children who are dependents of ours. And I think what was reported was actually related to my son's account that his father and I had set up for him years ago. So the Unusual Whales is a trading company looking for customers. They're not always accurate in their reporting.
Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks her constituents are stupid enough to believe this. It's not just shady insider trading where politicians can benefit by acting against the interests of their constituents. To really find out what's going on behind the scenes of some of the seemingly insane decisions that politicians make, you have to follow the money.
But let's talk about the aid to Ukraine. Here in the news, we're just finding out about the situation with FTX and the cryptocurrency. So is American people's taxpayer dollars going to fund aid in Ukraine, but yet it's really funding something else that's happening, maybe ending up in Democrat donors' pockets?
This conspiracy theory connecting Ukrainian aid to FTX was debunked, but she certainly did benefit from the war. In fact, she purchased stocks in a defense contractor just before slamming others for doing the exact same thing.
I don't even own any stocks, and I haven't all of 2023.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is at least openly terrible. She flies her MAGA flag high and is too stupid to hide her tracks. For the most part, she votes exactly how you'd expect her to. RFK Jr., on the other hand, not so much.
With your fundraising, you seem to be drawing support from both GOP and Democratic donors. What do you make of that?
I think, that's a good thing. I mean, what I set out to do from the beginning is to find a middle ground where I focus on the values that we all share in common rather than the issues that are driving Americans apart, and to try to heal the divide.
This explanation sounds innocuous enough until you look at who those GOP donors actually are. RFK Jr. is being bankrolled by Trump's largest donor, billionaire Tim Mellon.
President Biden is a much worse threat to democracy, and the reason for that is President Biden is the first candidate in history, the first president in history that has used the federal agencies to censor political speech, so to censor his opponent. The greatest threat to democracy is not somebody who questions election returns, but a president of the United States who used the power of his office to force the social media companies, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, to open a portal and give the access to that portal to the FBI, to the CIA, to the IRS, to CISA, to NIH, to censor his political critics.
RFK Jr. and Marjorie Taylor Greene have both been vocal about their disdain for politicians who profit from their positions while simultaneously doing exactly that. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. lists on his June 30th financial disclosure report that he held between $100,000 and $250,000 worth of Bitcoin while making bonkers statements like this.
When wars used to be financed by gold, they would end when the gold ran out. Now they never end because we can just print money all the time. If we had cryptocurrency as a central part of our monetized economy, it would inject discipline into that process, and it would decrease the chances for war. It's a way to rebuild the middle class, to provide an off-ramp from this monopolistic, globalized banking system, and that's critical for us.
So when people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and RFK Jr. say and do these outrageous things, think about who is lobbying them, who is funding them, and why. There's usually a reason behind the soundbite, or in RFK Jr.'s case, the presidential run, and that reason is usually a boatload of cash. Both Marjorie Taylor Greene and RFK Jr. present themselves as outsiders who are defending the little guy while sticking it to the establishment, but the receipts don't lie, and both are profiting from policies that hurt the American public.